Hey friends, it's Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching here on YouTube and on Instagram. It is Sunday, January 21st, 2024, and I'm back for my post-StitchAway update. The puppies also just woke up from their nap, so if you hear playtime, don't be concerned. Kaya's on the bed over here destroying a toy, so sorry if you hear any destruction happening. Thank you so much for coming by and checking me out today, whether you're new or returning. I really appreciate you clicking on my video today. I hope you enjoy it. It has been not that long since my last video, but a lot has happened. My mom came up for a little over a week. She came up, I guess, 2 weeks ago at this point. Stayed for a few days, and then Wednesday we headed out to Cincinnati together. She was here kind of helping with the dogs and kind of hanging out, and then we drove together to Cincinnati on Wednesday, spent the night there, did some Cincinnati things, and then Thursday morning we headed to StitchAway. So StitchAway is the wintertime retreat put on by Keepsakes in Cincinnati. It's hosted in a lodge about 45 minutes outside of Cincinnati. Really gorgeous Houston Woods Lodge. And she does that every winter time. And they actually expanded it this year. It used to be kind of like one of the smaller retreats. And then this year she made it for a week and doubled the size. So it was a little bit bigger. And StitchAway is the only retreat I've ever been able to go to. So it kind of felt like a new retreat this year, which was fun. So Mom and I went up on Thursday. We were able to check into our room right away, which was nice. So we were able to kind of get moved in, get settled in the stitching room. And it was actually, so there's two big rooms. There's like the main stitching room it's like the traditional, it's the conference room that they've always used in the past. And then there was another place set up that was more like by the fireplace with all the windows and much more like open. We wanted, like, most of the people that I traditionally see in StitchAway was in the main room. And when we were walking around, there was one table still completely open. So Mom and I kind of parked there. It also was the only one we could easily find that had a plug. And Mom needs her light and magnifier and stuff. So the other tables in the room didn't have an obvious place to plug stuff in. So we parked. And we had it to ourselves for a little while. I was a little surprised with everything starting on Monday that there was a table still open, which we were very grateful for. It was right by Pam and staff of Just Keep Stitching, which was a lot of fun. And Candy was close by, Jen was close by. You know, it was easily, at least in the same room. So it was easy to kind of pop over and chat with people and whatnot. And then, we just had a great time. It was a whirlwind. I still can't believe everything that happened over 4 days. Lenny came up for a day trip, so I spent the day with Lenny, and she sat at our table for a while. Taylor is right there. Got a lot of really great time with Taylor. If you just heard that is my puppy asking to go outside. So I will be back in a minute. Okay, sorry about that. For those that don't know, my husband is in the Navy and currently stationed in Groton, Connecticut. So puppy bathroom time is all on me right now. But anyway, so yeah, StitchAway was just amazing. Seeing people that I had not seen in many years, some just a year, some many years, and it was great just to catch up. Throughout the next couple of days, we had more people join our table who also came later, just came for the day. So we had Pam join us, and then we had Kim and Kelly join us, and serendipity at its finest. It was so much fun. Those ladies were just fantastic, and Mom and I just had an incredible time. So yeah, a couple of other big because a lot of people have done videos on StitchAway at this point, so I'm just gonna kind of hit the highlights. The biggest personal highlight of StitchAway for me is that it was actually my very first trunk show. So Barbara had offered if I could get my charts printed and have models that she would host my very first trunk show. So I brought it with me on Thursday. So it started on Thursday, and she put me right next to the cash register, which I just cannot thank her enough for just being so incredibly supportive of me and my journeys, all of them, Barbara has been a huge cheerleader of mine, and I just really appreciate her and keepsakes for everything. It was a relatively successful trunk show, so thank you to everyone who bought a paper chart for me during that weekend. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy stitching it. As of right now, I am not like actively selling paper charts. I did a very limited number for the trunk show, and I just don't have the capacity right now to like post them on Etsy and deal with shipping and getting things out in a proper time. Case in point, I just got the giveaways from December out yesterday. So I don't have the wherewithal right now to do that kind of thing. If you have a very specific chart that you're like, do you have any more of these? I don't have a time frame. I can do Venmo or PayPal. You know, I might be able to hook you up with one. But I will not be selling them in an official capacity right now. Right now, it's only going to be via trunk shows for paper charts. So next time I have a trunk show, I'll be sure to announce it, and you can call the shop wherever it's at and order one. But as of right now, it's not anything official. I do still have PDFs of everything. So if you like something, there is still a PDF option. My Etsy or my Gumroad, which are linked down below. So that was that. And then the guest designer for the retreat was Summer House Stitchworks, and we got a few charts from her. It was so wonderful to meet Beth Seal. She is lovely. She did a Q&A, and like it was really interesting to hear kind of her story and some interesting facts about her. And so she was just wonderful. You might have already seen it, but these were the two charts that we got from her: Home Sweet Home and My Blue Heaven, which was the theme of StitchAway. And she talked about, she found these like antique cuffs in an antique store and that had this similar pattern, and that was kind of the inspiration. And then her grandparents were the inspiration for the house. So really love this. We did get the entire floss pack for both, all of the called for colors. And then we could buy the fabric there. They had the called for fabric available. I did not, because I just have such a stash right now that I didn't, and this is such a neutral color that I'm like, I'm sure I have something. So, and I'm also not like gonna start this immediately. So, but it was available, and yeah, it was gorgeous. They had the model there, very pretty. So that was a lot of fun. We also got this little corner gauge that has the Home Sweet Home pattern on it. So those are fun. And then a couple of other people were giving out not giveaways, but like gifts around. So we had one person going around handing out a DMC 310, Cindy's Adventure in Stitching. And then Red Barn Samplers was there, and she gave a freebie out, as well as this cute little ruler keychain. And then Beth and Karen, this is their information, they gave away these little like Ork container keychains to everyone. Tons of different fabrics, and has mints in them. Had a couple chocolates, those are long gone. And just kind of walked around and gave these away, which is just so much work. So thank you so much. They also had a trunk show of a bunch of their bags as well. So those are kind of some of the things that people were generous to give. And then I did get some haul, which I'll talk about at the end. But past that, so that was kind of StitchAway. Other than that, I've been on my family med rotation. I finished that this week before we go visit David, and then the pups and I get to go visit David this weekend. So I have an extended weekend before I start my ER rotation next week, which I am not super jazzed about, but it's fine. We'll get through it. It's only 4 weeks. And yeah, that's kind of the big stuff that have happened. I did go to Williamsburg yesterday and went to Liberty Hill Needleworks, which I'll talk about here in a minute. And yeah, that's kind of the overall life updates. Pups are finally settling in with having just one parent here. Always been one mom, one parent here. And so day by day, I have like 1,000 things always on my to-do list. I actually only stitched like 2 days last week, just trying to get back into a new routine and settling into not having David around. So he'll be gone for 6 months, in case you're new here. So, okay, let's get into the stitching. So at StitchAway, I had a finish that I don't currently have with me, but I have pictures. So one of our really good friends, she turns 30 next month. Megan, she turns 30 next month. And so part of her gift is I wanted to stitch her a little something. And so I stitched her this ornament. It's just a little L. Her name starts with L. And her favorite color is seafoam. So I found a few colors. The pattern is from Dimensions. If you buy one of their notebooks that has the grid on the front, the cardboard that you can like stitch on, case in point, the one I'm literally using. If you buy one that looks like this or has like the bigger one, this is a gift from Lenny. So I used the same pattern, but for L. And then I did 3 different colors that were seafoam colored and stitched that for her. I used DMC 125, which is one of the variegateds, which I've never used before, and that was actually really fun to use. DMC 954, and then Color and Cotton literally has a color named Seafoam. So I used that. I left that with Taylor, who very wonderfully dropped that off at Keepsakes for me last week to have Barbara finish it. So hopefully I'll get that back in time to give it to her for her birthday. So that was one finish, which I had started. I think I showed you guys that I was going to start that piece, but I did finish it. And then I had a start and a finish from StitchAway. First and foremost, my mom bought me this wonderful needle minder. I got there and realized one of the things I did not have were needle minders. So my mom went and bought me one. It's this gorgeous little hibiscus that's from Accoutrement Needlework. It's like the bedazzled needle minders that you see. It was the same one that my palm tree is from. I love her needle minders. I'm always obsessed with her needle minders. But I had a start and a finish, and I'm super excited. I showed you guys this last time, but now it's done. I hadn't started it yet. This is Talk to Me Goose by Dirty Annie's. And the pattern was gifted to me from Tony, who I got to see at StitchAway as well. I'm not even gonna try to list everyone that I saw and loved seeing and had, because there were just so many wonderful people. And I enjoyed every conversation I had with them. So, but Tony was there. I got to show her this. I did change the colors. This is on 46 count Gray Matters from Hand Dyed by Rolanda on Etsy. I did, the black is Color and Cotton Rustic Black. And then the words and the jet is Weeks Dye Works Navy. Because I was like, I feel like I should use navy for this. So that's my finish. And someone commented, I'm sorry I didn't write down your name. Someone commented, was like, oh, I'm doing that and I'm changing it to be blue for Blue Angels. And it's funny, I had already finished this when I saw your comment on that, and I'm like, same. So I was like, it needs to be I know in the movie, they're not Blue Angels, but for all intents and purposes, I mean, we love the Blue Angels shows, we go to them, we love Pensacola, so it seemed right. So I'm going to have someone, not me, turn this into an ornament to give to David for when he graduates dive school, which is where he's at right now. So yeah, I loved it. I did it an entire weekend. It's really not that many stitches. I don't remember the exact stitch count. I'm trying to see. That black has way better coverage than it's showing there right now. I see Kaya chewing on something and I can't see what it is. Pause. Okay, where were we? So yes, I'm gonna turn this into an ornament, give it to David at some point. And yeah, and then let's see. that was what I worked on. Those were the only 2 things I was able to work on at StitchAway. Too much fun activity going on. And then, oh no, I did work on one more thing. I lied. So I finished Talk to Me Goose, and then I pulled out, so I needed something like easy stitching, and I wanted to work on this anyway. This is Kind Fierce Brave model, Kind Fierce Brave by me, on 40 count wisteria, and this is where I'm at. Okay, this is where I'm at. So I finished the word mind, I got the D done, and then I started on this arrow. And this is, I don't know if I said it, this is 40 count wisteria by Color and Cotton, which I love. So got some more work done on that. And that was all that I worked on at StitchAway, which, I mean, it was 3 days, so couple hundred stitches from Lori on Lori's ornament, Talk to Me Goose, and then some on Kind Fierce Brave. So that's what we got to. And then when I got back, so this past week, I have been focusing on my WIPGO calls. So WIPGO is from Jessie Marie Does Stuff. Bingo calls 2 numbers. Probably heard about it from a lot of different floss tubers. If you're interested or have more questions, on her channel, she has an entire video dedicated to just WIPGO. So my WIPGO is 25 projects that are 25 of my WIPs. The ones that aren't on there are ones that I'm not like super, like my inactive WIPs, I guess, like that I'm almost considering like not a WIP because I don't have any like real plans to, I don't have any like, they're just fun. They're not for a specific thing that I'm trying to do, or like I don't necessarily see where they're gonna be on my wall. They're lower priority WIPs, I guess. So my goals for WIPGO, I have three tiers. So ultimately, I just want to touch every project of mine this year. Like that is my ultimate goal, is just to touch every project this year. So technically I consider my WIPGO complete if I put a stitch in. That's considered a bronze goal for me. A silver goal is if I got 100 stitches in. And then a gold goal, which is like my real goal, is 240 stitches in each project. So that would, like for 2024, 240. So that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give myself grace, which is why I created these other goals, because I start residency in June. And while I have a lot of time right now finishing up med school and like my rotations are a little bit less intensive, they really give 4th years a lot of grace, which is nice because it's like I have my ER rotation. I am legally obligated to go into pediatrics at this point. I'm not going into ER, and they know that. So I'm taking it seriously. I'm learning a lot, but they're not treating me like a future ER physician, because I will not be one, So it's nice, kind of 4th years we're treated, I don't know. They give us a lot of grace before we start residency. So especially second half of 4th year of like, okay, like I'm on my family med rotation right now. She really only forces me to, not forces, that's bad. She really only like really wants me to be a part of like the kids stuff, because like the adult stuff, I'm not going to be treating adults, so it's just, anyway, my whole point is that I'm made these other goals so when I start residency and have much less time and very tired and whatnot, the fact that I touched the project, I can check off that goal. It's not realistic for me to have a strict goal for me. So yeah, so these are my 2 WIPGO calls for January. One is Celebrate Autumn, and I did achieve my gold goal for this. This is on 40 count mallow. It's by Madame Chantilly. And this is where I got. So I did her completely, which was a little bit more than 240, but it definitely hit the 240. So little progress, we're getting there, stitch by stitch. Her eyes, so I did change. So The eyes are charted as the same color as the squirrel eyes. It was really dark. Made her look a little, I don't know, like sinister. On the cover photo, her eyes are not as dark as the squirrel eyes. So I don't know, like even the cover model is different. So I'm wondering if that was just a mistake. So I did it as the same color as the bottom of the acorns, because that looked similar. So that's what I did. So yeah, so that's one done. And then the next one, my other call, I still kind of have on the Q-snap because I would like to achieve my gold goal if I can, but right now it's currently at a silver level. I've gotten, I think, 120 stitches in on it. It is Spring and Stars Hollow by Black Needle Society. That's what it'll look like when it's done. And I'm going to show you all because I've started 3 of the seasons, but so autumn is all the way over here, summer in the middle is done, and I've started on spring. So my 120 stitches is not a ton, but I finished this blue and then I started on this color. So I would like to put another 120 stitches in and kind of hit that gold goal, especially because the last one is coming out March, winter in Stars Hollow. So, and then all the seasons will be complete. So I left the string there, still semi on the Q-snap because I wanna try and get that last 120 stitches in. So that's that one. And I think that's all of my whips. But I have a new start that I want to talk about that I started last night. Partly why I went to Liberty Hill yesterday. So at StitchAway, like I said, a lot of my wonderful friends, stitching friends, who knew me when I was, I think it's Jen who said it to me. Who said it to me? They're like, I knew you and you were nothing. I knew you and you were just a baby. Maybe it was Lenny. Because I was in Cincinnati right after college, 22 to 20. I hadn't turned 24 yet. No, I turned 24 right before I moved. I was like packing on my birthday. And then I started medical school. So they've known me since I was fresh out of college. I was a baby. And then now, as Steph put it, like married and all grown up and about to be a doctor. So they're just really funny. But Candy is one also who I really just value her. And she is such an inspiration for a lot of reasons. And she has a lot of things that she like really loves. Like you really can know Candy. Like she's very clear about like what she loves. And I love that because it's easy to buy for someone when you know what they like, as she put in her last FlossTube, Well, we were talking about something and we were talking about her stitching or something, and she was like frogs, turtles, snowmen, and purple, like, and butterflies, like that's me, or something like that. She made this, like, she put all her things in a sentence. She's like, that's me. And I came back, I was like, that kind of sounds like a cross stitch almost, like those are such clear things. So, and her favorite color is purple, and she loves the ocean too. Just, we have a lot in common, and like, she's just very clear things. And I'm like, this just seems like a fun thing to, like this, it hit me in an inspiration. So I came back, and then this week I designed this, and I'm calling it To Be. So it's to be as unique as a snowflake, as resilient as a turtle, and as hopeful as a butterfly. And, I feel like Candy has, an incredible story, and she's an incredible person. And I feel like those also really describe her. So, but it also can describe a lot of people and how a lot of people might want to be viewed, unique, resilient, and hopeful. I mean, those are great personality traits. So I designed this, she inspired me, but I hope it also speaks to a lot of you. And I really enjoyed designing it, and I've kitted it up and started it. So these are the colors that I'm using. So I'm gonna flash up the picture, and so you can kind of see The As A is Banker's Gray from Gentle Art. The Snowflake part is going to be Weeks Dye Works Ocean. The turtles are Classic Colorworks Caribbean Waters. And then the butterflies are Gentle Art Purple Iris and Classic Colorworks Great Pie. So here you can see the colors all together. Get an idea. And then I do have a DMC conversion that's pretty close. So what I did when I went to Liberty Hill, I bought the DMCs first and then took them up there and matched them. And I'm really, really happy with this set. And then I am stitching it on 46 count Mystic Owl from Color and Cotton. And this is how far I've gotten. Look at those turtles. I love them so much. So they have not taken long. So what I did with the head too, so since it's variegated, I've actually stitched the heads in a circle, like going around. So instead of lines back and forth, I went around and around and around. So they're so cute. And even if you don't want to stitch the whole thing, like the snowflake, the butterfly, the turtles, they could all be like individual motifs, like ornaments, or if you're doing Stitching by the Shore Laura, she has those artist trading cards. Like these would probably fit on one of those. So yeah, so I'm gonna be pretty monogamous with this until it's done. It's not that many, it's really not that big, like that many stitches. So I'm super excited about this. And then I have another design. So this, I guess, goes into plans. I have been kind of working on this one for a little while, but I finally solidified it this week. So if you've been following me, I had Beach Quaker come out last month, and I loved it so much. I really enjoyed it. Seems like others have as well, that I actually have another one in the series now, and it's called Lighthouse Quaker. Anchors and lighthouses are very important in my family. So I was like, I've done the anchor, so now I feel like I need to do the lighthouse. So this is Lighthouse Quaker. I have changed it. It's same size and everything, but different colors slightly. Instead of in beach, it was 6 different colors that made the stripes. This is 3 of those colors repeating, different Quaker motifs, and then of course the lighthouse instead of the anchor. Another thing that I'm doing different with this one, DMC would still be perfect, would still be lovely. You can still do the DMC. I went to Liberty Hill and I actually converted it to variegateds. So if you want to have something a little different, instead of DMC, I'm going to stitch this one in variegateds. So these are the DMC colors, which just like go really well together in general. Nice palette there. And then I converted each one to a variegated. And I'm actually, this is I think one of my most proud conversions, because it's almost like it really is like a 1-for-1. And I'm just really, Susan at Keepsakes, the floss queen. I love Susan so much. I loved hanging out with her at StitchAway as well. She, I don't know, I feel like Susan would be proud of me. I guess like I got this fan, I was like, man, I feel like Susan would be really proud of me with this conversion. So the colors that I'm doing this one in is Gentle Art Ragdoll, Weeks Dye Works Island Breeze, Weeks Dye Works Blue Topaz, Weeks Dye Works Santa Cruz, and then Weeks Dye Works Navy. I have not quite decided yet what the yellow is gonna be for the word light. I don't know if I should do like an étoile so it's shiny, if I should do it in like a petite treasure braid so it's super shiny, if I should just do it in a normal DMC. I haven't quite decided yet. I don't know if anyone has any opinions on that. I feel like light should be lit. I don't know. So yeah, so I don't have any opinions on that. But second I finish candies, I'm gonna start stitching this one. So those are my 2 new designs that I'm working on. I could keep it a secret, but I'm kind of like, I'm excited about it, so I want to share it with you guys. I'm gonna also stitch it on the 40 count aqua again, which Beach Quaker was also stitched on. So those are 2 of my plans, is to finish one and start the other one. Finish off my gold goal for SARS Hollow. And then I do need to get back to my September piece, Sapphire from Northern Special Needle Arts. I want to give that to them in May, so I need to get that done. And I haven't worked on it. She's dreaming, her tail's wagging. She sometimes wags her tail when she's dreaming. That's Kaya. Oh my goodness. Sorry, thought I should share. She finally calmed down. When I had to go one of those times, she completely was destroying something under my bed. So glad I went and checked on it. She's almost 8 months old, but she's a very good dog, very good puppy. But right now, and I think it's like with David being gone, and like they're just now starting to like settle. And this past week, like if I've been distracted, she's destroying something. Like even if I'm just cooking or on the phone or trying to sit down and stitch, suddenly I hear chewing. And like she's never been a destructive, besides her own toys, she has not been a destructive dog. So she's kind of acting out a little bit right now, asking to go out constantly and like it's an attention thing. Like she doesn't need to go out every 30 minutes. She's 8 months old. Like, so it's a little peek into my life right now. It'll get better. I think when we go see David this week and they see him and then they watch us leave him, like this is where dad is, you know, hopefully that will actually help them settle and they're not like waiting for him to walk through the door at any moment. I don't know. Cause he just, you know, he left and didn't come back, you know, which I imagine for a dog is very weird. Anyway, side note. But yeah, so those are my plans. I don't know when my next video is going to be. I'm hoping the first weekend of February and kind of just rounding out January. But if I, you know, don't have a lot to show or if something happens, you know, it'll be at some point in February. I want to get back to like the end of a month, beginning of a month schedule. But this was a lot and I wanted to show you, you know, everything. All right, last little bit is a little bit of haul from StitchAway. I don't have a lot. I tried to be good. I had to budget and I tried to stick to it. So I already showed you the needle minder that my mom got me. Lenny actually bought, someone was selling these. I don't remember who. And Lenny got it two 1/8 yards of water lily, 32 count. Just really good, solid thing to have in the stash. And it's a nice open weave too. So like maybe some like 1/1 stitching, I feel like this would be good for. So thank you, Lenny. And then I got 2 pieces of fabric, 2 fat quarters, and I'm hoping it shows. This lighting might not be the best. This is 46 count ocean sand from Atomic Ranch. I'm trying to beef up my 46 count a little bit. It's pretty good. It's a very light blue with very light, like yellow modeling on it, like ocean sand. And I just really thought it's like I couldn't stitch white on this, you know, but very nice background for something. And it's 46 count, which I'm trying to stock up on. So I'm really loving 46 count. So yeah. That's one of them. And then this one, she still had some of, and I was so excited because I depleted my stash of it, and I'm really excited that she had more of it. It's where I got it originally. This is 40 count, no name, from Steel City Stitchers, Jody fabric. And someone mentioned that she's not dying anymore. I don't know if that's true or not, but Keepsakes does still have some of this. So if you like either of these fabrics, as of the end of StitchAway, they still had some. But this is, Barbara originally got me this as a wedding gift because it reminded her of the Keys water, and she was absolutely correct. And that's this. Oh, I just love it. I'm so happy I got to stock up on more of it. It's very mottled, but white looks so good on it. White just, ugh. I've done 2 pieces on this now that had a lot of white, and it was gorgeous. So happy to have more of this back in my stash. Also, it's not as harsh. Like that is not as white as it's coming up on the screen. And that's not as harsh green. Well, it's pretty green, but it's just so pretty. So They do still have more of this if you're looking for some nice blue fabric. And then, I also got 46 count raw natural, but I've used it and put it away already. So, but it's just typical. It looks like any raw. I just got it in 46 count. So I think that's everything. I'm not going to do a giveaway this month because I don't know when I'm going to be able to go to the post office. I'm just being honest. So if you've bought anything from me or had a giveaway, everything went out yesterday. So that is done. I'm hoping to do another giveaway on my next video, because March will be a much, much easier month for me. So I'll have a lot more flexibility in March. And then, and yeah, we're already almost halfway to, I think I'm almost halfway to 7,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribing, I would really, really appreciate it if you like this channel that you would officially subscribe, because once I hit 7,000, I'm gonna do a huge giveaway, huge giveaway. So yeah. So I really appreciate everyone being here. If you have any comments or anything, I love comments. Another resolution of mine this year is to be more interactive on comments. I read and love and appreciate every single comment. So even if I haven't responded to it, I've read it and I love it and I really appreciate it. So my goal this year is to be more interactive there. But yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you so much for your support and your love. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Happy stitching, everyone. Bye.